Can single Suzy retire with just $300,000? I got an email from a lady, just a recent widow. And over my career, I've had a lot of success dealing with widows and divorcees. I'm not sure why, frankly, maybe just because I speak a language that people can understand, and I'm pretty upfront with my thoughts on stuff without being, hoity-toity and whatnot. But it really, she's, and I just an email. I don't know the whole story, but she was, she's just left and not knowing what to do. Um, and I don't know I don't know anything else. I just know she says, I just don't feel like I'm getting good advice from her advisor. She's not really sure what to do. She still has a kid and whatnot. And stuff like that bothers me, man. Because my wife, man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could keel over any day, because of Fauci, you know what I'm saying? Just, bah! And I'm dead. And, my wife is not stupid, but, she'd have to dig out from everything that I've done on the financial side. And frankly, even though I've told her you need to log in and whatnot, she doesn't know. And it's tough. Obviously, she takes care of the other stuff, which if she died, I'd be like, what do I do with the kids? But anyway, it is one of the areas that is a concern of mine is single, and men too, but men generally more financially astute than women. Not all the time. Do not be offended here. Generally speaking, in my career, about 2/3 of the time, the men run the finances, the women run the household. The other third of the time, the women run the finances and the household. But anyway, generally speaking, the men have are more attuned to the financial stuff than the women. That's descriptive. Okay, whatever. That's not the channel for you. But anyway, so I want to model something here with single Suzy. And this has nothing to do with widows or anything. It's just that hit me when I was reading this email. I said a lot of people I've worked with were just they were not not ignorant. It's not ignorant. They threw their hands up, say I don't know. And I'm going to show you something here. So we got single Suzy. All right. So she's 50. How old is she? Say 65. All right. Her income is 70,000 schmackaroonies, and she's going to quit working at the end of this year. She's going to retire. So her first full month of retirement will be January 2024, which means she'll work throughout the end of 2023. All right, so she makes $70,000 a year in income. We're going to assume her Social Security is about $2,600 at her PIA. That seems about right. 2,600 smackaroonies. All right, I use a sample client, so I got other people in here, but I'll just delete. There we go. All right, so that's it. All right, now her net worth consists of 300,000 smackaroonies. We're going to exclude that. We're just using this right here, her IRA. She's got an IRA, and that's invested in like a Wellesley type of portfolio, 35-65. All right, and in that IRA, we're only anticipating her getting 4.7% rate of return with a basically 7% standard deviation. So that means on any given year, we take this 7, times it by 3, and then subtract this average rate of return. That would be her downside risk with a 99.8% probability. So that means, that's about roughly a 16% downside, which is worse than I think Wellesley ever had. I can't remember what Wellesley did in 2022. I just don't recall. All right, so let's keep going to profile here. Now, the big thing, of course, is how much does she need? All right, so what she needs, we're thinking $3,000 a month in retirement expenses, which does not include health care. Health care is going to be another $500 a month. All said and done. Actually, she lives in Georgia. We could probably reduce that, but still, we're going to say about $550 a month for health care. That's Medicare. So she needs $3,500 a month on top of property tax and homeowners insurance because she does own a house. The house is worth $250. She bought in 2015 for $200, and so she has no debt on it though. She has no debt on it whatsoever. So she's going to need about $4,000 a year in property tax and homeowners insurance. All right, so when all said and done, we're going to hit I hope that makes sense. So we're going to need, hold on a second. Here's our income needs right here. We need close to $4,000 a month when all is said and done for health care, for property tax, for homeowners insurance, and day-to-day living. All right. So, but Josh, $4,000 a month, I can't retire. I had a lady email me. Look, she emailed me. And she goes, I don't think people are, I think those numbers about people spending as they, dropping as they go down, I don't think that's true. I think people spend a lot more. I said, well, what do you spend? What's your spending? And she didn't get back to me. So that's the issue is like, what the average spending is, the median spending is, who cares? And what do you spend? That's what matters. What do you spend? Forget all these other people. Forget their Social Security. What are you spending? So before you start saying, well, I think other people are wrong, who cares? Who cares what they're right or wrong? Only thing that matters is what you are doing. And so I just emailed her back. So what do you spend? Because her email was to me kind of like, I think these numbers are incorrect, that people spend a lot more. Okay. And what was I doing here? So we got, so she's making $70,000 a year as her income. All right, we're going to lose 7.57. We're going to lose minus 7.65% to FICA. We're going to lose another, 10% to savings to 401k, minus another 10%. And we're going to lose another, let's just say net 15% taxes. When all said and done, let's say 12, but probably 15 when you factor in the state and feds, minus another, let's say 12%. All right, so she's living on $51,000 while she's working. All right, so we're not asking her to take a big hit to her income needs, her expenditures, and we got her spending $47,000, and when factored taxes, $51,000. So we're not asking her to take a big hit to her standard of living. Her standard of living is maintained the same, assuming she pays income tax, assuming she pays FICA, and assuming she has a 10% contribution to her 401k. Her $70,000 salary reduced about $51,000. Her income needs about $48,000 plus a little bit of taxes. She's right at $51,000. I hope that makes sense. All right, so the question is this going to work? And we're going to show you something here. The analysis is no. We're going to be like, oh my goodness, you're not going to look at that. You only have a 22% probability of success or 0% over a year. The only difference is the 22% probability of success is in a portfolio that consists of a Wellesley-like portfolio, 4.7 rate of return. The money market, on the other hand, gives us a 3% rate of return. So the different rate of return isn't going to work. We got to get higher rates of return than the money market. But even the Wellesley doesn't quite give us the whole thing. All right, so because here we're running out of money. We're going to run out of money when we are 81 years old. So she'll be 81 years old. We got her living until she's 87, by the way. 81 years old. All right, so she'll run out of money. Now, if we go to the cash flow scenario, we're going to say, well, she ran out of money at this stage, and see, it's going to be a little bit harder because this right here shows a linear rate of return on the portfolio. It can't show the Monte Carlo here. But anyway, so she's run out of money right here, 81 years old. All right, so their only income here is from her Social Security. That's it, $45,000, but she has expenses of $69,000 because she ran out of money. Does that make sense? So here our expenses are going through the roof relative to what her Social Security is paying. So we're about $25,000 short of where we need to be. That's not good. So what we want to do here is we're going to go back to analysis. So, oh my goodness, I guess I can never retire. Oh no. And let's just do a growth-oriented portfolio, which I'm not recommending, but let's just see if that changes anything. Look over here. It only gives us a 43% probability. So that doesn't make me all that happy. Now, they'll give us another year right here. So it'll give us we're 85 years old before we run out of liquid assets. But check this out. I want to show you guys something. Let's go to net worth. All right, so while we run out of liquid assets, qualified assets, before she dies, again, this is a linear rate of return. We have it sitting on a house that's worth $300,000 to $400,000. It literally boggles my mind that I don't. Anyway, so let me show you what I'm doing here. I go to profile. So I went to reverse mortgage calculator from a Wade Fowles site. She's 250. She has 250,000 as a home appraised value. She's going to pay all these fees. She's 65 years old. Her PLF, principal limiting factor, is 37%. All right, I'm literally paying all the fees up front, and she's going to get. She have as a almost like an annuity income about $574 a month for the rest of her life. All right, $574, which is $6,800 a year for the rest of her life. It won't change. That's what she could get. And this is what I've been doing a lot of credit. I'd do something differently, but I can't model that in Right Capital. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to loan, and we're going to include this in the plan. Her interest rate is 5.5. She's getting income of $6,884, which is fixed. I'm saying an annual fee of $100 for the I don't know what it is, the cost to send you the paperwork. And she has no balance on it right now because she hasn't done a reverse mortgage yet. So, all right, so does this make sense? Watch what happens now. It's thinking, oh my lands, oh my lands. Let's just put this in money market. This will be proposed plan. So if it's in a money market on the proposed plan, this will take it forever. So here we are, 100% probability of success, 99% depending on how she invests. This is with a money market, getting 3% with basically no downside risk. This is with a Wellesley-like fund, get 4.7% with I think I said, 16% downside risk. All right, but Josh, they're going to take her house. Let's take a look what her net worth is. All right, so we're going to go to net worth. So here's her house. All right, her first year of mortgage, she has $7,200 on it. House is appreciating at 3% a year. And you can see the mortgage is appreciating because she's borrowing and she's accumulating at 5.5%. Oh, by the time she dies, she still has $40,000 of equity in her home because her PLF, principal limiting factor, is so low in the front end. It's only 35%. Here she's 76 years old, 346, 122. That's a $224,000 of equity she still has. What if she needs to sell the house? Well, she sells it at 81. She has $190,000 of equity. And what if she needs all long-term care? She sells it at 82. She still has almost $200,000 of equity. Use that to go to an assisted living facility. I mean, I don't understand, man. People just, for some reason, they think you lose your home on a reverse mortgage. I was just actually reading someplace. I forgot where it was. I was going to do a video on it. I forgot where it was. It was the Pacific Legal Foundation. Like these 8 states take your home if you're late on property taxes. It has nothing to do with reverse mortgage, it has to do with your property tax. And yet everyone wants to talk about the reverse mortgage. But no one gives a crap about property tax. It's weird because the government does, I guess, isn't squirrely. It's just the private entities and banks and stuff. Like, I don't trust banks as far as I could kick them, but I'm certainly going to use them to benefit me. Anyway, so I don't understand, man. And I wouldn't even do it like this. It's going to be tough to model what in the right capital. What I would frankly do is I would take, instead of taking the reverse mortgage and drawing the income off it here, I would actually get the growing line of credit, frankly. The growing line of credit. So let's do this real quick. Let's go to reverse mortgage calculator, and we get the line of credit. Oh, what is that, guys? Sergio sent me the link. Let me, hold on a sec. Yeah, as a mortgage professor, we're going to do a line of credit line right here. We're going to do that. We're going to go to step 2. We got to put our information there. It's coolmod@gmail.com. And this lady's date of birth was, her date of birth is 1/1/58. She's got $250,000. She lives in 3, my zip code. All right, we're going to click on this guy, step 3. And let's see what the line of credit looks like here. Because this is what I would do. I do a growing line of credit. Is a growing line of credit freaking crushes. I'm absolutely doing this. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so let's see what we got here. We'll select this mortgage. All right, see, we're retire secure. So let's see what this guy looks like, shall we? Check this out. We're getting a $47,000 line of credit, and after 1 year, it'll be another $39,000, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. That's with a PLF of what do we say? I don't know. So what's that? 39,000 plus 47. It equals $86,000 on a $250,000 home. Yeah, perfect. That's your principal limiting factor. So that's an $87,000 line of credit, growing at freaking a rate of right here, the interest rate, 6.97. So, when that line of credit grows at 6, but I don't have my T1, my Texas Instruments here. In 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, that line of credit is going to be freaking 69. Let me get my calculator. We got our calculator here. We got $69,000 line of credit. We're going to present value. Let's say 10 years N at 6.97 is the rate, is the interest rate. Zero payment, compute future value. That got to be worth $134,000 in 10 years. All right. So by the time she's 75, she have a $134,000 line of credit, which she can tap into as much as she wants, to. So basically, what you'd be saying is just saying, I don't know if I can. All right, so what we'll do here is we'll take off the loan. Okay, We're not going to do, and then instead, what we're going to do is we're going to say 130 when she's 75 years old. She have $134,000 line of credit. Okay, so let's. I don't know how it. Check this out. Let's do this. Try how to model that, but in right capital. But anyway, so we got $135,000 line of credit. She's 75 years old. Let's say she takes $12,000 a year from that, divide by 135. That's a 9% distribution rate on her line of credit. Now her house has grown at 250. So $250,000 is her house value. Present value 3% interest over 10 years. Zero payment. Zero payment. The house is now worth $335. So she has access to $134,000 line of credit with an equity of $335, and she's 75 years old now. So she can take 12. I mean, basically, I don't know how much what they max. I mean, she probably could take the whole doggone thing, but she can take. Let's just say again, $12,000 a year off $135,000 line of credit. That's still growing, by the way, at that same interest rate as the debt is. I mean, now, so let me show you what I'm talking about. So now we're going to say, and this won't be perfect, but we'll do it anyway. We're going to say income. All right, we're going to give her $12,000 a year. Oh, I got something in my eye. And what is it? We'll call it pension income. Doesn't matter. We'll say pension income, growing line of credit income, $12,000 a year. This will start when she's 75, and we won't even have. Let's have it growing. I mean, we'll have it grow with just general inflation. All right, we'll start when she's Susie's 75 years old. All right, and we'll just do simple. All right, let's see what that looks like now. Again, that's going to make her net worth seem higher, but that's okay. All right, so now look at that, dude. So now we go. So when I say net worth, not here. This isn't net worth. This is just liquid assets. Here's a money market. Here's a freaking Wellesley fund. You okay? Just burp, baby. So here, so she's living off her Social Security and she's living off her portfolio. So this year right here, 66, she's only going to get a month of Social Security or two or something like that. So we need more from that. We're going to have to take $42,000 from the portfolio, 16, 18, 19. All right, so that's 60, 80. That's $100,000 from $300,000 portfolio. That's about another, so $200,000 from a $300,000 portfolio right there. So you're going to have to take. But then guess what? We start having income. Oh, income inflows right there of the extra $12,000 from the reverse mortgage right there. That's 75. So now her reverse mortgage kicks in, which means she doesn't have to take as much from her portfolio. It just, man, and we can just. I mean, I'd probably take the reverse. I don't know. I might spend down the portfolio and wait to get my Social Security to grow more. But I mean, you see how you can do this with just. But Josh, she'll again. The arguments against reverse mortgage are so absurd, man. Yes, they do cost money. Look at this. We got closing costs. It was in here someplace. Lender fee $2,500. Mortgage insurance. Remember, mortgage insurance is always on the value of the home today. Why you want to do the reverse mortgage now as opposed to later? Because later the value of the home is probably going to go up, which means your mortgage insurance is going to go up. So about what's that? $7,000, about $11,000 of closing costs. Oh my goodness! For the ability to freaking single Suzy to get out of her crap little job and retire? Are you nuts? But she only has $300,000. I mean, look, dude. And I bet we even have her spending more than she will, frankly. But whatever. Again, I'm not trying to make this be Pollyannish here. I'm trying to make it reality. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, man. Let me know. See ya.